know Drake said he think Kendrick kids is Dave Freeze in the track. Nigga, what? Like, how can y'all really defending this? The kids, nigga. You want to know if Kendrick really they dad?
Next, YouTubers and streamers and social media pages or blog pages. Drake wants all documents related to that as well.
What started as lyrical warfare has now spiraled into subpoenas, contract disputes, and shocking allegations, a legal showdown that could shake the very core of hip-hop. And YouTube's top reactors, they're dissecting every twist, every line, every court move. Welcome back to Pop Pulse Reacts, your front row seat to music's most explosive moments. If you're rocking with us, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a single update on this story as it unfolds. Let's dive in.
I've been seeing this stuff circulate on X, on all the social media spots. I've been seeing this thing circulate. And it's Drake's team and the documents that they're requesting.
They want all documents and communications about any allegations or criminal accusations related to Kendrick Lamar and specifically domestic abuse. They want to know about public relations and business decisions that were made around these allegations.
Now, I'm going to read this right here. I'm going to read number 50 first. From January 1st, 2014. 2014. To present, all documents and communication relating to allegations of domestic violence, violence against women, and this the part that killed me right here. This the police stuff I be talking about. Any other forms of violence committed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. What you mean, any forms of other violence?
Now, the fact that we're here, again, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to keep telling y'all. The fact that we're here talking about legal action is insane.
Why would this be important to Drake's legal team? There's a few things we need to consider. The first, if you remember Family Matters, Drake specifically says that Kendrick Lamar put his hands on his fiancée Whitney. Now, of course, Kendrick Lamar denied these allegations, and I hope that it didn't happen because you never want to see someone in a domestic violence dispute. But Drake brought this up in the music, and he believes that UMG may have covered this up. Now, why would they do this? And when I say UMG and Interscope, Kendrick is signed to Interscope, and they are a subsidiary of UMG. They fall under the umbrella. Now, a label would protect an asset. Kendrick Lamar is an asset to the label. He is an income-producing asset. Now, at the time, he obviously was not as big as he was now, but they would still protect their artist. They would send in a PR team or a crisis team, like Drake says in the song, to clean this up.
Why wouldn't I protect my artists? Why wouldn't I protect the person that's making me millions upon millions of dollars? Why would I ensure that I use my power and my connects powers to hush anything that could hurt? One thing that labels will always fucking do is help people out of jams. They'll come out with the brooms. You saw that scene in John Wick? John Wick had the home invasion. 30 niggas ran up in his crib. He killed them all. He made that little secret phone call to his connects, his UMG, gave him a couple gold coins. They came in, they mopped up, they cleaned up, pulled all the bodies out, whatever. Shh, nobody know nothing about nothing.
Because it's very hard for artists to recover from a domestic violence situation. You can think of a Chris Brown, for example. It took him years to get back into the mainstream loop. And even now, he still has to be asked those questions, and it's still brought up every time he's mentioned. So for Kendrick Lamar, it would make sense that this was done. But I believe Drake is asking for this specifically because he wants to know, number one, did it happen? Can it be confirmed? And number two, how did the label protect their artists? Because Drake is saying that labels should protect artists, and they didn't protect him in this instance, but they did protect Kendrick Lamar when this alleged incident took place.
Now in your track, you said he hit women, the DV charges, all that. I get that part. But what you want to know, what? Yo!
And just when you think it couldn't get more personal, Drake's lawyers dig deeper, right into the family business.
Now, it goes on to say document request number 51. From January 1st, 2019 to present, all documents and communication relating to David Isaac Freely, aka Dave Free, and his relationship with Kendrick Lamar Duckworth and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's children.
They're requesting documents related to Dave Free, Kendrick Lamar, and the paternity of the children. This was an allegation made in Family Matters where Drake says, I heard one of those kids might be Dave Freeze, right? He says that. I think he also mentions it in The Heart Part 6. They're requesting communications about that too. I'm not going to speak on that any further, but I will speak on the relationship between Dave Free and Kendrick because I think that's going to be relevant. Dave Free is Kendrick's right hand. I'm pretty sure they talk about all things, especially related to this, the rollout of the beef, the Super Bowl, anything that goes on. They want to know what was discussed there because it could contain some important information that is relevant to the case.
Now, this right here, man, I'm telling y'all gotta be the most slimy shit ever, man. This right here shows you who the fuck Drake is. A sore fucking loser. Like, I don't even understand how you could be this much of a sore loser to take this shit this far. It's just insane. Now, I know a lot of people look at this and they think like this a win for Drake. His fans, the ones who champion this shit, the fact that they stand behind this and think that this is like the place where their GOAT should be going is insane to me. This is hip hop, my nigga. This is a guy who is talking about the culture as if he's moving it forward, yet he's doing shit like this. Whole shit.
His kids. Y'all know Drake said he think Kendrick kids is Dave Freeze in the track. Nigga, what? Like, how can y'all really defending this? The kids, nigga. You want to know Kendrick really they dad? At this point, bro, it ain't even about the battle, bro. At this point, y'all know, I'm gonna keep it real. I can't even keep it as real as I want to because it's YouTube. I promise you, if I could, a lot of you niggas would hate me. But that's why I stay quiet. But look, I can't believe this right here. I feel I honestly feel like Drake just trying to get dirt on Kendrick, like for a potential round 2. That's my genuine opinion.
But family ties weren't enough. Now, the fight turns to cold, hard contracts, and Kendrick's career paperwork is the next battlefield.
And next we could talk about the contracts. Drake's legal team actually got a copy of Kendrick's contract, 22 pages. But when they looked at it, there was something that was a little bit off. Number one, a lot of the contract was redacted. Number two, a lot of it was not readable. It was illegible. Was it crossed out, erased, something blacked over? I don't know. But they're requesting that they want to see the actual contract where they can see and read everything clearly.
June 24th, you produced a heavily redacted version of Interscope Agreement with Kendrick Lamar at UMG. The extent of your redactions, which covered a vast majority of the 22-page agreement, rendered the agreement unreadable and incomprehensible. The redactions are plainly improper, especially because the parties specifically agreed to treat these types of contracts as attorneys' eyes only under the terms of the protective order. Your unilateral responsiveness redactions are all more problematic given that UMG itself has previously refused to permit plaintiff to make responsiveness redactions, telling plaintiff that doing so would be highly unusual and inappropriate, and that there is no provision in the federal or local rules for redaction of non-responsive portions of otherwise responsive documents.
Why are you redacting parts of the contract? Is there something in there related to Kendrick making a particular song? Is there something in there about Kendrick engaging with Drake in a way that could hurt his career? Did anyone receive a bonus? Did Kendrick get extra money? Did John Janet get some extra money? I don't know. We don't know. But that's what they want to see, because these things could have allegedly taken place, which show bad business practices or would show incentivization to hurt another artist. Remember, Interscope, Republic, both fall under the UMG umbrella, but they are also competing for dollars. They're competing for position. They're competing for control of the industry, right? They're teammates, but they both want to score 40 a night. But you can't score 40 if your other teammate is putting up 60. You need shots too. So that's how this is working. They're frenemies. They're competing. So what you saw last year in this battle is Republic going for Drake, and you see Interscope going for Kendrick.
So basically, this little nigga want Kendrick Lamar's contract.
Dun, 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 dun. Like a damn snitch.
Like, the desperation that we seen here is just insane.
Oh my God.
This just screams out desperation. And I know we talk about Drake wanting to find a win, trying to find some place where he feels like he wins something within all of this. And this is what we're seeing. Drake wants to win somewhere, somehow, someplace. And his attorneys, to me, seem like they're trying everything possible to find something. They're digging into Kendrick Lamar's contract shit. They want to know every single crime that Kendrick Lamar committed. And I ask y'all out there who are fans of Drake, is this something that y'all really standing behind? Because to me, this just looks insane.
As the subpoenas pile up, the streets and the streams are talking. Some say it's strategy, others call it pure desperation.
This lawsuit will not change history. This is not going to change what happened in the rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. No matter how you slice it, Drake lost. Maybe we have a round 2, round 3. Maybe Drake wins one of those in the future if that's what the future holds. But this round, Drake lost.
Drake is just showing everybody that he's the biggest Karen in the game, and he's complaining because he fucking lost.
But maybe, just maybe, there's method to the madness. Drake's team claims this is about clearing his own name.
Another request by his legal team is that they should produce any documents related to the allegations made in Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. What are those allegations? That Drake is a PDF, that Drake hangs with PDF, that the embassy is going to get raided because of alleged crimes that take place there or around there. So Drake is telling UMG, any documents that you have, any background checks, any financial records, anything that you've had to clean up for me legally, produce it. Because this is a chance for me to clear my name. So for everyone who's asking, well, what is Drake going to get out of this? He wants to clear his name to the entire world. He had to live for over a year with this allegation hanging over his head, which he vehemently denied. But now he's telling UMG, you guys put this song out. You guys promoted this song. Now where's the documentation? If these things really exist, if I have a daughter, shouldn't you have looked into it? Where's the paperwork? So he's asking them that they can release any documentation related to him as well.
And the rabbit hole goes deeper. From rap bars to boardrooms, from diss tracks to streaming data. Every angle is under the microscope.
Next, YouTubers and streamers and social media pages or blog pages. Drake wants all documents related to that as well. What were the communications between these groups? What was planned? What was paid for? What was whitelisted? Were you invited somewhere? Did you receive perks for spinning a narrative or putting out a certain opinion? Again, these pages have to claim or put a disclaimer out there when they are paid for certain things. And if they don't disclose that, that goes back to the payola allegation. So Drake wants these communications. He named some specific YouTubers who have big followings. He named some specific streamers who have big followings. I'm not going to name them here. You can find them in the document if you want to go through them. But he's saying here he wants to see what's out there.
But when this whole lawsuit came into play, and even then, I still ain't say nothing. But then when I saw reactors mentioned in it, that's when I was over it at that point. I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way, because now you bringing unnecessary hate our way. Basically, because you putting us in there basically saying we compromised, we working with UMG, Kendrick team paid us, when none of that is true. Everything is literally false. But you know, if you say it out your mouth, your fans gonna come attack us. That's crazy. That's exactly what happened. It's niggas still to this day think us reactors got paid by UMG. Nigga, do y'all know how hard it is to get in contact with UMG? Nigga, I got lucky and got in contact with them. Like they reached out to me about some Eminem junk a couple years ago, And I just kept the contact to get like certain reactions unblocked. Not monetized, unblocked, just so I can post them. But Drake mentioning reactors brought all that hate our way. Got niggas feeling like we fake when we been doing this shit for years. We been covering UMG artists for years, nigga. But all of a sudden, we getting paid because we got a pen that went against Drake. That's crazy, man. And I honestly feel like we don't deserve that, bro.
Now, this is not new. There are people who went there on video and said, hey, I was able to whitelist this and it didn't get stricken down. Hey, I was invited to a certain concert by a certain person, allegedly. But they went out there and they said it, right? So it's in the internet. It's in the ether. It's there forever. It exists. So he says, well, if that happened, I want to know what else went on behind the scenes. Was it payola or was it above board? We won't be able to find out until discovery is complete. Now, remember when Spotify was involved a few months ago and then the case kind of just disappeared and they said, hey, we're not going to proceed any further? Well, Spotify's name comes up again. Drake is requesting documents related to UMG employees specifically being asked to stream Not Like Us on their personal Spotify accounts.
Like, everything was cool. The back and forth with Kendrick and all that, it was cool. Like, we could have easily moved on. Drake could have easily moved on.
Finally, all eyes turn to the top floor, where the CEO sits. Is he just a spectator or a silent player in the biggest rap lawsuit of the decade?
And the last thing I'll get into is Lucian Grange. Drake's team is saying that they still have not gotten access to Lucian Grange's emails, documents, and messages related to the case. And UMG kind of said, hey, he's too important to be bothered here. Why are we bringing him into this? He's the CEO. And Drake's response is, well, if the CEO has nothing to hide, just produce it, right? And I believe that they think that there's something there from Lucian, some communication where he is having his hand in this in some way, right? He might be controlling, or he might be sending a message saying get something done or execute a certain plan, right? He's the leader of this. He's the CEO. He's the guy in charge. So if the man in charge of kind of the biggest hip hop battle in history, certainly, there's going to be some information there that Drake's team wants to get their eye on. So they want to say, UMG, stop shielding him. If there's nothing to hide, just produce the communications. So now where do I fall? What do I think? I think during the battle, they both went too far, both of them. Anything that mentions children, right? Whether it's Drake's child, Kendrick's children, and then the whole PDF allegation went too far. And I believe once that line was crossed, Drake said, burn it down. What he's doing right now is going to change the entire industry. It's not going to change battle rap. It's going to change the music industry, because a lot of things will come to light if this gets to trial. I believe this is going to get settled way before that. But with the allegations, with the request, with everything that we are learning from just the outside looking in, it's revealing a lot about the industry that we know and love. It can be an evil place. It can be a place where people's feelings get hurt. It can be a place where people's families get hurt. And I believe Drake is in that mode where I got called this thing in front of the whole world and had to live with that. So I don't care who goes. The label, the people who are running the label, the artists who I went against, everybody. He wore the vest and he said, we'll go to hell about Johnny Manziel. So what you think he's willing to do for his own reputation? Burn it all down.
Like, trying to see if Kendrick, his kid's real father, like, really calling another nigga Kendrick's kid's father was already insane. But hey, it's a rap battle. You can say what you want. But then going to court, getting the judges, putting it in the paperwork, like to get proof of this nigga. I can't, bro. I don't see how y'all can even try to defend this right here, man. I'm gone, bro.
Butthurt.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Let's keep it honest. We not going bullshit. Keep it honest. He's suing because he's butthurt. And this right here is one of the most disgusting things that I've seen in this lawsuit. Drake is clearly hurt.
You're a victim.
And for somebody who was walking around saying, what did I miss? Acting like he's unscathed, like nothing happened, and he's still on top, going on streams, acting like he's super happy, walking through, doing tours, doing all this shit. The way that he's behaving behind the scenes and in the courtroom is insane. And I think, honestly, and people can say what they want, whether they think it isn't true or whatever. I think honestly, this right here is going to do way more damage to Drake than he thinks or than he realizes. But I firmly believe that Drake is so full of himself that he cannot see it. I think whatever Drake thinks Kendrick has done, I think he firmly and desperately believes it. Now, the other side of that is that for somebody to believe something so bad that they're willing to throw themselves out there and toss themselves out there to the wolves to try to prove it, it makes you feel like, bruh, is there something that he knows that nobody else does? Like, we're being honest, to be fair. It's like, for you to stand on it like this is just insane. But this is a disgusting move. I don't like it. I think it's a bitch-ass move. No matter what comes out of it, this is a bitch-ass move. I don't see how anybody can champion.